Hi guys, welcome to Citizen Mentors. My name is Ketan, and today we're going to talk about 25 days to CAT 2020. Predominantly, we're going to talk about DLR strategy. I've been getting a lot of requests on DLR strategy, so I thought I'll make a video out of it. Now, what's the agenda for this video? Number one, how do you clear your cutoff? Number two, how do you increase your score? Number three, questions attempting strategy, and number four is going to be how can one achieve 95 to 99 percentile. It is still possible, it's still doable and manageable to actually face 95 to 99 percentile. Kindly stick around to this video, listen to me very carefully, and you should be able to understand that. Now, let's understand what are the current problems that we have. Number one problem that I see that a lot of students are facing is the attempt. Number two, accuracy. A lot of people are saying that, sir, accuracy is the main problem and we're not able to attempt, let's say, 3 or 4 sets, right? That's the major problem. Now, how do you overcome this problem is something that we need to pay attention to. First of all, there are two things that I kind of bifurcate as far as your DLR is concerned. Number one, which is traditional. Another is modern. Now, when we talk about traditional, what exactly are we talking here? So, if you look at what kind of constraint we have this time is we have a question paper which is going to be for round about 40 minutes, right? So, when you talk about 40 minutes of question paper, you really cannot expect to have DI or LR sets which used to be there earlier in CAT 17, 16, 18 and 19. So you know that you have 40 minutes in hand, number one. So anything that suits 40 minutes, what's going to be that? That's going to be nothing but calculation intensive questions. So all the calculation intensive questions wherein you have the database or you have tables when you can say, fill in the blanks wala table aapko aa jayega. Ya fir you might get questions based on the export import. You might get questions based on profit and loss. You might get questions based on expenditure kind of thing. So there is a variety of calculation intensive questions that CAT can ask you, and by now I'm very sure you guys must have been giving all the mocks, and in the mocks you must have seen that these are typical kind of questions that you are getting. You might get pie chart, bar chart, so on and so forth. There is something called as mixed graph also. Now all these questions that we talk about, यहाँ पे एक ही चीज की requirement होती है, and that is going to be your speed, and you got to know speed calculations. That's going to be really important. So that's going to be traditional approach or traditional set of DI and LR, right? LR के बारे में बात करेंगे जो टिपिकल पजल जो आते हैं, सिटिंग अरेंजमेंट हो गया, सर्कुलर लीनियर हो गया, ब्लड रिलेशन काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स हो गए, राइट? क्लब करके कुछ नया सा कुछ दे कैन प्रेजेंट यू. मॉडर्न के बारे में अगर हम बात करेंगे, समथिंग व्हिच इज बेस्ड ऑन पीएनसी प्रोबेबिलिटी, समथिंग व्हिच इज बेस्ड ऑन सेट थ्योरी. Sometimes you have to use some quants concepts to solve that particular DI. So that's going to be modern kind of a DI. Now your target is at least you finish up this chunk out here. At least you should finish up this chunk out here, and when you finish this up, right, I would always kind of request you all to kind of go for depth, because I have seen students, they know calculation intensive sets very well. However, they are not able to do the calculations immediately. So that speed is the problem. Because given us 40 minutes, I would definitely advise you guys to spend 4 to 5 minutes at least in scanning the paper. Because we cannot build a strategy before, without scanning the paper. So once you scan the paper, you at least get to know, okay, how many sets that we have. Now here comes a point of score optimization strategy. Now let's just say, if you are getting, let's say, 6 sets, 4 each, right? This is 24 marks question, right? So it's going to be like 4 into 6 sets, right? Now, you have those 6 sets. When you scan it, you get to know that, fair enough, I have 6 sets. I can do all of them. I can do all of them. But the question that you need to ask today yourself in the mocks is also that, which one I can do in less time with high accuracy. So अगर आप आपका फंडा देखोगे, time and accuracy, it should be inversely proportional, like it should be inversely related to each other. So कम time में ज़्यादा accuracy किसमें मिलेगा? As simple as that. That is what I say score optimization strategy. And if you're not doing this in your mock, you should start doing this in your mock. This is going to help you a lot. That's number one. So when you scan the paper, you actually understand the depth of the paper. Sometimes you might feel that, you know what, out of 6, I can only do 4 sets. जो भी मेरा मार्क्स बनेगा वो 4 सेट में ही बनेगा. 4 में से भी 2 सेट्स में कर सकता हूं पूरा का पूरा. 2 सेट्स I can only do आधा. So you know that you can max do 2.5 to 3 sets. So that's how you set your target in your mocks or on your D-Day. Sorry, I'll write it here. That's how you set your target in your mocks or in your D-Day. On your D-Day, right? So this is the number one thing that I want you all to understand. Now, once you understand this, that okay, I have done expenditure, profit and loss, I have done calculation, I'm going to go and do in-depth. Now, what do you mean by in-depth? You need to understand if there are questions based on export and import. If you have to calculate kisi ka export, kisi ka import, right? You also need to understand what sort of options that have been given to you. Now for the fact, it is going to be a little bit on a speed level. Even earlier, if you see 60 minutes tha, still we had speed based questions, speed based sets in CAT, right? यहाँ पे आपको देखना है how close your options are. Are they wide enough or are they close enough? Most of the time, this is what exactly we do. This is the another point that you want to make a note of. I'm giving you some free advice right now. You can make a note of this point. Is it going to be sets or is it going to be questions? This is what you need to understand. What you are exactly looking at when you start your mock paper. I guarantee you 99% of the students are looking at sets, but nobody is looking at questions, and this is one of the most important strategy for your DILR to increase your attempts and accuracy. Because what we believe is that, so I had this session today with my students, and one of the students I got to know, what he does is basically he's damn good at puzzles, okay, and even in the puzzles he's pretty good at sitting arrangement. So he only checks out the set. If it is a sitting arrangement, he'll pick it up. Then he gets to know that कि अरे यार ये तो मैंने उठा लिया था, but इसमें इतनी सारी conditions है, तो वो condition में बेचारा फंस जाता है, and eventually उसको पता चलता है कि oh shit, ये तो मेरे से होने से रहा. I won't be able to do that. So eventually, when you actually start getting into the set, you get to know that every question has a condition, and the questions are very tough. That's where your attempts would reduce. That's where your confidence would reduce. Your psychological impact would matter a lot, and you'll be kind of out of the game. तो हमें वो नहीं करना है. पहली बात हमको क्वेश्चन देखना है. सेट कितना भी प्यारा हो, कितना भी तुम्हारा सेट प्यारा हो, तुमको लगे वाह वाह क्या सेट दिया, because set can be something that might cheat you, right? Look at the questions. If the questions are good enough, if the options are wide enough, and even if you have a set which is really bad, which has fill in the blanks or weird graph, you can still knock it off with approximation strategy. Are you guys with me? समझ रहे मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ, right? You might be able to connect with me, right? Because ये बहुत सारे लोगों की प्रॉब्लम है. यहाँ पे I give you a solution. यहाँ पे I give you a solution. So whenever you are in this dilemma, right? कि यार मुझे करना क्या है, मुझे समझ नहीं रहा. पर सर linear arrangement, circular arrangement तो यार मतलब something I really want to do because that is the only thing that I know, right? I give a strategy here. The strategy is 50-50. Now what do you mean by 50-50? But यहाँ पे आपका EQ बहुत matter करेगा. Psychological impact. 50-50 का strategy मतलब है, the moment you read the circular arrangement or linear arrangement, I advise you to do this, and I give you 1000% guarantee this is going to work in all the exams. So when you have this question given to you, right? Okay, all this data which is given to you, what do you have to do? Start solving. Start solving, but solve 50% or less than 50% of that puzzle or that data interpretation. Quickly go back to your questions and check how many questions you can knock off. Now, if you understand that in the first 7-8 minutes, I could only do 2 questions, that is still possible. Because the moment you understand कि भाई 15 मिनट हो गए हैं और मेरा एक भी सेट नहीं हुआ है, that's where the timer thing starts hitting you, it starts haunting you, and trust me, पूरा का पूरा पेपर खराब हो जाता है. I am very sure अगर आपका ये प्रॉब्लम है, if you are going through this dilemma, kindly put the comment कि हाँ सर ये exactly होता है. तो इसका solution बहुत सही है यार, तुम बस 50-50% solve करना चालू करो तो great. तो आपने क्या करा, आपको पता है 4 सेट मेरे से बन रहे, आपको पता है मेरे 4 सेट बन रहे, तो मैंने 50-50 करे. बाद में पता चला कि यार सर 50% तो एक क्वेश्चन मैंने करा, पर मुझे कोई आश्रय नहीं लग रही कि मैं 100% एक क्वेश्चन कर पाऊंगा. Then you understand that out of 4 questions, out of 4 sets, there are 2 sets that I can do very well. You can come back and I can spend time on those 2 sets. And they're going to give you marks. That's called as score optimization strategy. So this is what I want you to try in your mocks. Moving ahead, what should be your daily routine as far as your DILR is concerned? I strongly suggest 1 sectional mock on a daily basis. अगर आपका full length mock नहीं होता है, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. DILR strong करने के लिए ये करना पड़ेगा. One more golden rule I'm going to give you today. This is the golden rule I can give you today. ट्रस्ट मी, आपका DILR इतना सॉलिड सेक्शन है, इतना सॉलिड सेक्शन है. दिस इज अ स्कोर ऑप्टिमाइजेशन सेक्शन. लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स दे काइंड ऑफ अंडर एस्टिमेट DILR बोल के कि मुझे नहीं आता. बट अगर आप सही ढंग से सही प्रैक्टिस करोगे फॉर द नेक्स्ट 20-25 डेज, यू कैन ऑप्टिमाइज मैक्सिमम स्कोर इन DILR, जहां पे बहुत सारी जनता की प्रॉब्लम होती है. द बेस्ट थिंग इज दैट नॉन इंजीनियर एंड इंजीनियर दे आर एट द सेम लेवल जब मैं डीएलआर के बारे में बात करता हूं। और डीएलआर में कंसेप्ट्स मैटर करते हैं। तो पहली चीज, अगर आप सेक्शनल मॉक देते हो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी 40 मिनट्स। तो 40 मिनट्स का हमने मॉक दे दिया, 40 मिनट्स का मॉक हमने दे दिया। एग्जैक्टली 40 मिनट्स के बाद हमें बैठना है एनालिसिस पे और हमें देखना है कि हम गलत कहां पे गए थे। सो आई वांट यू टू राइट एटलीस्ट वन सेक्शनल मॉक ऑन अ डेली बेसिस। अगर आपका 6:30 का स्लॉट है, पहला आपका वीआरसी होगा, 40 मिनट निकाल दो, 7:10 को आपका चालू होने वाला है, आपका डीएलआर चालू होगा। 7:10 से बेटा 40 मिनट का मॉक लेके बैठ जाओ and that's the thing that I would recommend and then do the analysis। तो जो भी 4 सेट 5 सेट आपने करे, आप उसी की प्रैक्टिस करो और वहां पे थोड़ा ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करो कि ये क्वेश्चन मैंने गलत क्यों लिया, ये क्वेश्चन मैंने उठाया क्यों, क्या जरूरत थी उसको लेने की, मेरा सिलेक्शन ऑफ सेट्स कितना सही था, मेरा सिलेक्शन ऑफ सेट छोड़ दो, मेरा सिलेक्शन ऑफ क्वेश्चन कितना सही था। अगर मैं आपको एक छोटा सा एनालिसिस बता दूं, दिस इज द एनालिसिस दैट आई हैव डन राउंड अबाउट 1.5 मंथ बैक, उससे भी पुराना है, 1 महीना 2 महीना पहले है। मैंने एक एलओडी यहां पे गॉच करी है। एलओडी बहुत सारे लोग बच्चे नहीं देखते हैं, लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी मैटर्स अ लॉट। तो हमने 20, 24, 22 एंड 30 क्वेश्चंस देके करे हैं। सो ये आपका लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी होगा। आप इसी टाइप के मॉक्स भी अभी देते रहोगे। अगर आपका पेपर 25 क्वेश्चन का आता है, मान लो जो मैक्सिमम कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट ने दिया है, अगर आपका क्वेश्चन पेपर अगर आपका 25 क्वेश्चन आते हैं LRDI में, to clear the sectional cut off 80 percentile, you would need 6 to 7 questions only, which means you would need 1 से लेके 1.5 set only to score 80 percentile। ये मैं बात कर रहा हूं पेपर being really easy। अगर पेपर आपका टफ हो जाता है तो ये नंबर 5 पे भी आके बैठ सकता है। अगर आपका पेपर मीडियम है तो 5 से 6 आप पकड़ लो, पर 6 to 8 क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट आई एम लुकिंग एट। अगर मैं बात करूं रियल लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी का, रियल एलओडी के बारे में बात करूं, कैट के बारे में, 17, 18, 19 का अगर मैं एक छोटा सा आपको एनालिसिस बता दूं, 8 क्वेश्चन मतलब 2 सेट पे, पुराने कैट में आपके 80 परसेंटाइल शॉर्ट थे, तो 8 क्वेश्चन इस बार शुड गिव यू 90 परसेंटाइल। अगर पेपर इजी आया बहुत तो ये 10 क्वेश्चन बनेगा, सेम एलओडी आया 8 बनेगा। पेपर अगर बहुत टफ आया तो ये 6 से 7 क्वेश्चन भी बन सकता है। दिस इज व्हाट यू आर सपोज टू डू, दिस इज व्हाट आई वुड रिकमेंड यू टू डू। और ये बिंदास आपका निकलने वाला है। एक सेट पकड़ के चलो, एकदम बुद्धू सा आने वाला है, एकदम इजी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड आएगा। आपने वो पकड़ लिया, योर लाइफ इज सॉर्टेड, यू शुड बी अराउंड अबाउट 70-75 परसेंटाइल। देयर विल बी वन मोर सेट जहां पे थोड़ा सा दिमाग लगेगा, बट अगेन डुएबल। 2 सेट्स आप पकड़ के लो, बाय हुक और बाय क्रूक आर गोइंग टू बी डुएबल। द ओनली गेम चेंजर इज दैट 100% एक्यूरेसी पे कर पाओगे या नहीं कर पाओगे। And that's where the bucketing strategy comes into picture कि मैं 2 सेट बकायदा बाइज्जत अच्छे से कर लूंगा, उसके बाद मैं सेट पकड़ूंगा, कोई भी 1 या 2 ही क्वेश्चन में वहां से करूंगा, ज्यादा मैं नहीं करूंगा। इफ रिमेंबर व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू, 50% भी सॉल्व कर लिया, 1 से 2 क्वेश्चन आपके बनने हैं। डू नॉट फॉल इन लव विद सेट्स। हमें सेट के ऊपर नहीं चलना है, हमें क्वेश्चंस के ऊपर चलना है। सो लेट्स जस्ट से इफ यू डू राउंड अबाउट 8 क्वेश्चंस करेक्ट, and even if you do 2 questions from other set, right, with 10 question you should be 95 percentile। आराम से you should be 95 percentile, because round about 4 सेट पे which is 4 into 4 round about 16 क्वेश्चन पे कैट में close to 99 percentile बन जाते थे। तो मेरे ख्याल से 3 sets is what this time I'm looking at, 3 to 3.5 set is what I'm looking at, round about 13 से 14 क्वेश्चन is what I'm looking at 99 percentile। So the only thing that you have to do is understand your paper very well, understand paper very well and then do the variety। तो एक बार आपने डेप्थ कर लिया, आपको पता है कि सर एक्सपेंडिचर वाला डीआई मैं अच्छे से कर सकता हूं, लीनियर अरेंजमेंट अच्छे से कर सकता हूं, प्रोबेबिलिटी टाइप भी मैं अच्छे से कर सकता हूं, राइट। देन यू कैन गो फॉर वैरायटी, बिकॉज होता कैसे, द मोमेंट यू गो फॉर विड्थ और वैरायटी, डेप्थ मिस हो जाता है। एंड अभी आपको पता होगा कि आपके मॉक पेपर में क्या आपको स्कोर देता है, विड्थ या डेप्थ। द आंसर हैज टू बी डेप्थ। तो थोड़ा डेप्थ पे काम करो एंड यू शुड बी सॉर्टेड। नाउ I'll tell you a plan that what you're trying to do is you have 25 days. If you can give me your next 25 days, I can assure you that you should be really good in DILR eventually. I'm launching this workshop, which is exactly what I just said, will be covering everything. Level of difficulty gauging, question selection, set selection, how do you optimize your score, right? How do you apply that bucketing strategy? Everything will be done and said, and the faculties are going to be 99 percentile. I will be teaching you the strategy and the mentorship part. I will quickly show you what that entire program includes, as far as the DILR workshop is concerned. Alright, so guys, here is the Sidusika dashboard that we have. So we have recorded these videos and these videos are uploaded in this dashboard, and we're starting from a basic level to like a challenger level. So as basic as set theory, then doing the calculation oriented data interpretation, and these are the things that will help you for CAT, SNAP, NMAC for all the exams. Then we have this LRDA workshop, around about 14 workshops we have already uploaded there for you with the doubt solving and with the actual CAT level. Games and Tona has also been covered, arrangements have been covered, Venn diagrams have been covered. These are all 2019 ka recorded CAT ke actual sets with shortcuts and strategy. Then we have 2018 and 17 ke videos also. So this is exactly what I'm looking forward for. This is what you need to understand. So in this workshop, what we're going to do is, towards the end, we will be running 6 hours ka, 5 to 6 hours ka DILR marathon workshop, jahan pe we will be giving a final touch on level of difficulty, accuracy, attempts, how toppers do actually, what is topper strategy, what should be the strategy for 80 to 90 percentile, how do you select the questions, because most of the time you pick up the set and then you are like, arey yaar, ye to ho hi nahi raha, right? That situation won't be there. So this is what we will be training you on. So if you want to join, you can join us. This is around about 2499 is the price. But again, I don't want to promise you that you will get 99 percentile for sure. You will definitely, if you work the way out, we are telling you, giving you the actual CAT feeling, giving you the actual LOD of CAT, all these sets, good strategy that can help you to kind of optimize your score. That's my job. So if you're interested, you can join us, guys. We start from tomorrow. And the moment you kind of enroll for this program, you get the access for all the videos. So still it's possible to kind of tame 90 to 95%. See, I always believe 90 to 95% is not that a big deal. 8 to 10 questions, that is something you need to target. Now you might say that, sir, abhi hamare 8 se 10 questions nahi bante hain, D-Day pe kaise banenge? See, the problem is not with you. The problem is with all the silly mistakes that we are doing. All the silly mistakes that we are doing. There is a missing strategy, right? That strategy is missing somewhere, mere khayal se. If you get those things in place, you should be able to do very well. So guys, that's it from my